Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Captain Saurav Andurkar and I am back with Hunter x Hunter chapter 417 which is titled as Emergency. So yeah, we are starting where we left with we are starting where we left with Prince Benjamin shooting Prince Serednik, and also he put the disease PSK 17 or 19. Also, I'm recording this at 3:20 a.m. so I might miss some points. I'm sorry for that. And also, I'm not a channel for proper coverage of Hunter x Hunter. It's that channel Nen World Review, something like that, right? You should check that if you haven't. Uh, Nen World New World Review. Sorry, my bad. New World Review. Yeah. So you should definitely check that channel if you want. That channel explains Hunter x Hunter perfectly. It's the only reason I could recap, and yeah, basically, get to know more about Hunter x Hunter. So, your idle chatter is a menace. So, let's start. Prince Benjamin says to Serenik's assumed dead body, your idle chatter is a menace, therefore, you are sentenced to death. Step. Is this an illusion? Fake? Then what did it begin? And how much of this is fake? Burn this sight into your eyes and then go to hell. I'm the one who put you in the ground, and the last thing you will ever see is. Wait, I don't know what that reads. Squeech Storm. Okay, I thought it was a counter type ability, but it seems you had only learned it and were still training. Allow me to teach you something. Zetsu is extremely dangerous. It even makes your guardian spirit wish disappear. Are you listening? Is Benjamin for real, or is he an illusion too? And if it isn't real, then what's about them? Is everyone here seeing the same illusion? Hey you, huh? If you are ever given opportunity to testify about this incident, state honestly and exactly what you saw, okay? The same thing as Serednik. Serednik is a human garbage. Even without the succession war, I intended to kill him with my own hands. And in other words, this is a private execution. Oh, okay. Okay, the piece of trash over there is most certainly, no hero of Kakin's glorious royal succession work. I executed Seretnik on my sole authority. His countless crimes will be laid bare at trial. Anyone who testifies regarding fourth Prince Seretnik's crime will be eligible for a reduced sentence or pardon. Think carefully, okay? Was it just a coincidence? Could this actually be reality? Did Seretnik really die in Benjamin's surprise attack? Isn't there some way to verify it? That's it. Theta's wound. Only nine users can see it. If it's gone, send Salkov and Danzin back to the Central Judicial Bureau and place them in custody. We military personnel will relocate to the Ministry of Justice and establish our unified headquarters on 7th, where courtrooms are located. Complete preparations to secure the building before I arrive. This is where the real battle begins. Now, princes, for the great Kakin Empire, for great prosperity, offer up your lives. Okay, so it's going to be proper massacre, bloodbath. How many princes here? Princes are here? We got two people, the fifth and sixth prince. Too few. Where are the others? Third and seventh escaped before the order was issued. A hunter association member assaulted Kanji Dole and helped the seventh prince escape. We can use that as leverage. Once the Ministry of Justice is secure, convene a special tribunal and issue an order demanding that members' extradition, put pressure on association, make the search for the capture of third and seventh prince a condition of the deal. It appears the third prince probably used his guardian spirit ability to manipulate Conventova Conventova himself has reported his involvement and has been requested that he be retained and monitored. There is no need to retain him. The fact that he is aware of it means coercion is only partial. He was manipulated into cooperating with Zhang Li under certain conditions. I will question him personally. Okay. Room 1009, we found Captain Balsamico unconscious in the chair and secured him. He had suffered no injuries and has now regained consciousness. We administered the set of test questions you have prepared, Your Highness, and confirmed with absolute certainty that he is himself. What is going on? Isn't the ability supposed to swap personalities? No, Vic's behavior made it clear. Ninth Prince Alkenberg must have transferred his consciousness by some means and has activated the ability from within Balsa's body. The captain was also detained, so we have to confine him in dining hall together with Conventova. What are your orders? First, I need to deal with two princes. I want to speak them directly alone. Have everyone, including those in the dining hall, wait for them outside. Okay. Hey, big brother. Good day to you. Hi. Okay. Basically, two prince and Benjamin. Sorry to have kept you waiting. I will briefly explain the background of special martial law issued to thank you for your cooperation. It is an embarrassment for us to admit, but there is a traitor in our military who had stolen part of our scientific weapons. Wow, how scary. Who was it? We have identified the culprit. He is both member of Royal Army and one of my private soldiers, and he has strong ties to Camilla, with whom we are currently in conflict. The stolen component cannot be used on its own, but we can recover it at all cost as a precaution. That is why I declared special martial law. So why was something like that brought aboard the ship in first place? True, it was intended to deal with dangerous. I mean, I know this is a lie, but W, you know, why was something like that brought aboard the ship in the first place? It was intended to deal with dangerous life forms on the new continent. Well, if there is no risk of it being used, then I'm not concerned. Let's go back to killing each other. There has also been progress of that matter. A hunter association member named Kurapika proposed a hypothesis. If multiple princes remain alive when we reach our destination, the nation will lose protection of guardian spirit and current royal dynasty will collapse. But all of you may survive. I gathered you here because I believe every prince should discuss and examine that possibility together. Unfortunately, it appears not everyone else agrees. And he released the virus there. The ban on leaving the prince residential quarters and V2 area will remain in effect until special martial law is lifted. Recovering the weapon is only a matter of time, but as a formality, I will ask to your consent to safety inspection of each residential area. But is that something really that required declaring special martial law? There must be some other motive, which parts are true and which are lies. He's smart. We may be present during those inspections, right? Of course. Even without the succession work, I think you are the most suited to be the king, big brother. The other prince, TUBEPPA, right? I think that's her name. She is supporting Benjamin, the preservation and prosperity of monarchy. That certainly is the purpose of succession war. But those who are truly a will capable there truly is a will capable of overturning it, mm, and that monarchy will collapse if restrictions are not observed is indeed true. Even then, you first prince will be the closest to the throne, and the monarchy would merely be replaced by a military regime. Scenario like this only becomes convincing once you or second Prince uh, Camilla are removed from the board. That's true. Area is secured, nothing unusual. Area be secured, and yes, all of tier 3 is under our control. First prince has arrived. The first prince is here. Prince Benjamin, what as I feared. We still should not accompany you, Your Highness. The nature of enemy's attack that remains within us is still unknown. Uh, I'm sorry. As I fear, we still should not accompany you, Your Highness. The nature of enemy's attack that remains within us is still unknown. There is a morale of other soldiers to consider, and above all, if anything were to happen you, that is a trivial concern. If we have time to agonize over such petty risks, focus on analyzing the enemy's ability. You risked your lives and had enemy's attack carved into your bodies. That is no more than a soldier's duty. The same applies to me. Use Kyo. It is a curse placed by one of Camilla's private soldiers, apparently a secretly riot of having riot of the have-nots. I have also been infected with TSK and have roughly half a day to live. It is impossible that curse beyond is said to have placed on Furico a curse more powerful than the have-nots is directly at me as well. Exciting, isn't it? Yes. So what we have to do with enemy? Annihilate them all. And what about death? It's our friend. Who are we? The first division of Kakin's Royal Army. I mean, he's basically the leader of military as well. So yes, I will only work on those. I will work on whose body the Ninth Prince is using in his mind techniques. Mark of feather on the hand is definitive proof. So we should it be matter of time. Roger, I will leave it to you. Find him. Power of the coin is strong enough to make the holder voluntarily spill secrets after possessing it for 10 days. The number remains at 10 for now, yet further effects once it ticks over the next digit are feared. Keep hold of it with ease. There will be no further changes. The third prince has very few places he can go. We'll corner him starting from top and crush him at bottom. If the third prince flees downstairs from first floor, hand everything over to third unit recon squad. Okay, on suspicion of high treason and conspiracy to stage a revolution, arrest the leader of ZU Mafia and transfer him to the Ministry of Justice. It is obvious that the Mafia leader aided the third prince escape by plotting an escape route. This is a grave felony. Tell him the only viable bargaining chip is the prince's whereabouts. It has been confirmed that right before the order was issued, the third prince left the passage of CU's residential quarters via a connecting bridge and moved to second floor. We are currently verifying the escape route and tracking the third prince's movements. Further updates in 15 minutes. Great. Instruct the light assault squads of third and seventh units to focus entirely on securing third and seventh prints. If multiple prints survive by the time we reach Continental Port, that spells a bad ending, and then death of all prints also a bad ending. No, it won't. Think this has been confided as contingency for national crisis, independent of succession war. Article 1 of emergency law: crisis threatens the monarchy's survival in event of inevitable attacks such as scientific weaponry, epidemic, riots, and natural disasters. The crown and its next generation of heirs are all dead or otherwise facing an impending death. Camilla is infected with TSK and die in approximately 13 to 19 hours. Struggle all your life. You are the first one to pull trigger. Every piece of circumstantial evidence will support the conclusion that you committed this act of terrorism. You can ring the Surgeon General's bell even during have them come at once and gather all necessary equipment and personnel from Central Medical Department too. I don't care if you get the CDC or bunch of scientists have then determined if weapon is bacterial or viral. Okay, so she's trying to get rid of it. I have disposed of Serednik. I feel as though I have finally emptied years worth of impacted filth, a parasite that gnawed at Kakin from within. Scum unfit not only to be king but even to be called a human. At last one burden has been lifted from my shoulders. I infected fifth. Fifth is TUBEPPA and sixth is TYSON. My bad. TUBEPPA is other one. My bad. I'm sorry. They will also likely die around the same time as the second prince. I bear them no personal hatred. There are aspects of them worthy aspects of them worthy of respect as human beings. However, they don't possess the qualities of a king. Your deaths will not be in vain. I will protect and guide the next king, and the king after that, and one after that, so that each lead an ideal nation. You may depart this life in peace. Prince Fugetsu, the haggard state has displayed after the tenth prince's death, could never have been feigned. The things swarming around her were evil spirits and wandering ghosts, drawn to her soul, plunged into despair. Even the 11th Prince Fugetsu is already dead. She has suffered enough. The official account will be that she despaired over a TSK infection and has committed suicide by poison. And I will least let her pass as peacefully as if falling asleep. May she be born as or in ordinary family next time. Prince Wobble, no it. Queen Oito, I cannot approve of using a substitute, however desperate the measure, but I understand how you felt. There are people willing to accept the promise of wealth for their families and relatives in exchange for an infant's life, and when you tried to resist, the only person who would stand with you was likely your younger sister who was nursing an infant of her own. It is almost certainly true that your child has no right of succession, but what I choose to conclude is fact is an entirely separate matter. Okay, please ignore all those letters. Really had to redraw with the mouse. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Her hair looks different. It would be easy for me to declare you dead in recognition of the resolve. Okay, I'm sorry, it's just too tiny to read right now. Okay, I increase the size. Recognition of the resolve with which you exchange your beloved children, as though tearing your own bodies in half and boarded the ship. I will let you go with no more than exile of your entire clan, provided you can prove the real fourteenth Prince Vogel is outside the ship. But if by any chance the real fourteenth Prince Vogel is aboard the ship, regardless of whether that child possesses the right of succession, I will deem this cowardly trick intended to seize the throne, and the four of you, both the mothers and children, will truly die along with the entire clan. Emergency Situation Act. If the deaths of every person possessing the right of succession becomes unavoidable, leaving only the current king alive, the current king must immediately announce the names and order of the next successors and prepare for the emergency. Before I die, I will eliminate every prince or infect them with TSK with extinction of all Prince made an avoidable future. I will invoke the Emergency Situation Act and compel father to name my child as first among the next successors. So Prince Benjamin's oh spirit, guardian spirit, beast ability. We get it. The we finally got it. The Wandering People, Bohemian Rhapsody. After Benjamin's death, it merges with Benjamin's name, selects one of his blood relatives, and becomes that person's guardian spirit beast. Once it fuses with an N beast and loses the means to inhabit a human in the world, it forfeits the right of succession, just as tenth Prince Kacho did. The method for determining which blood relative will be one of his natural kin it will possess. First, the decision is whether Prince Benjamin or his guardian spirit beast will choose the initial host. Thereafter, they will take turns choosing each succeeding host. Whether the current blood relative host dies and is replaced, I can protect the nation of Kakin for all of entirety. If Beyond's curse is directed at me, the one certain and immediate means of exercising it to reflect the curse back, but I have no choice but to die first. If Beyond's curse is activated before that, then depending on its power and nature, there is a risk that my guardian spirit beast ability will cease to function. Then there is also the first Queen scheme, but she gave Fury Cove the TSK, exploiting the fact that once he learned of Beyond's curse, he could never escape the worst case possibility. What is the curse placed on me, and if it's mean to strike first prince? is meant to strike first Prince Benjamin. Under the pretext of serving the nation, she pushed him towards a forced mass suicide that would drag the other prince down through him and urged the declaration of special martial law. Mother's minimum objective is for the one of her children to become king. Once that's aligned with the Beyond's ambitions, she changed the course and she chose to keep the more easily controlled younger brother alive. How dare you exploit Fury Coil's loyalty and make a fool of me? Now that I have acted, you must be convinced of your victory. Big mistake, mother. I will make sure to ask you, will you beg for your own life or your little brother's or for little brothers? The ultimate decision. Okay, so that's all. Basically, Benjamin has started infecting others, basically killing them and gaining his right over the throne. I mean, not him directly, but him via his son, because he's going to die as well. So, yeah, basically, that's all for now. His spirit guardian beast Nen ability has been revealed, and we got some more info about other prince, their whereabouts, and yeah, seventh and ninth prince have also been infected as Camilla and Saturnic. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and bye bye.